Much for joining me. In case we've never met, my name is Sharon Rogers, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wells, Maine. That's on the east coast of the United States, and it has been an absolutely gorgeous week here in Maine. It's going to be a little bit cooler tomorrow. We're going to get down to the 50s, I think, and then maybe even 49. These are high temperatures. It's definitely going to get into the freezing temperatures overnight for the next few days, but then it's going to pop right back up for Halloween, and so those trick-or-treaters are going to be nice and warm trick-or-treating, which is not usually the case here in Maine. So anyway, I have a great little project for you tonight that has been inspired by one of my team members. She recently sent me a thank you card, and I wanted to show it to you and to also help you recreate it. Now, if you are not currently on my email list, then you'll want to subscribe, and the link will be available after this video when it goes up for the replay, so that you can subscribe to my email, because on Monday I'm going to send out the PDF tutorial for this card and for my 12 Sundays of Christmas project that is airing this Sunday. So I think of it as, you can print out these PDF tutorials and then you can put them in a binder for ideas. And whether or not you have the same stamp sets or papers doesn't matter, because you can use the ideas. We're going to be using a fun fold tonight, so it's always nice to have those in your back pocket whenever you want to send an extra special card. So I am going to, I'm just looking at my, I got a message that came in. I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb, and somebody reminding me to vote. I'm like, I cannot wait until Election Day is here and gone so that I can stop receiving all this junk spam texts. Anyway, let's get started, okay? I'm gonna turn you down, and we're gonna get to stamping, which is why you're probably all here. All right, let's see. Let's straighten this out a little bit. And we're gonna put our lights back down so we get on there. All right. So Reba, one of the things that I have noticed, so Reba and I have been chatting in the chat box, and so she lives in Houston now, and I was saying that I was going to be down in Houston. It's going to be like a 24-hour whirlwind trip, which is terrible because, Reba, I don't know if you know it or not, but flights between Boston and Houston are terrible. Terrible timing, not great prices, like it's just awful. But I was there earlier. I was in Houston earlier this year when you weren't, and now I'm going to be there, but just for a very quick trip. All right, so I wanted to show you the card first, I guess. And this is the card that my team member Julie created for me. And look how pretty it is, using that Splendid Autumn paper, which I'm going to use tonight, but I'll use a different pattern. And this little buckle card, so it just buckles right in there, and then it opens up, and there is her sentiments. So I thought I would recreate this. I'm going to do it a little bit differently. For the interest of time, I'm probably not going to do the embossing that she has done on this. I think you can see it best on the gold. She has used the crosshatch embossing folder on these layers. Actually, this layer as well. So everything has been got a crosshatch texture to it. I miss that embossing folder. We don't carry it any longer. It's from the Basics 3D collection, but any very fine overall embossing would work here. It would give you the same kind of look. But anyways, let's go ahead and create this. So I'm going to start. Now, she used a base of white, and you can't really tell in here, but there's actually a second layer of white right here, and that's to hide this little buckle mechanism. So we're going to start with a base of, what did I decide? I think I was going to go with a base of garden green. And I dropped my card, so I got to pick it up. Okay, so we're going to start actually though with a piece of mossy meadow, not garden green, mossy meadow, that is 4¼ inches by 10. So this is now 4¼ by 11, but I only want it to be 4¼ by 10. And I can save this piece. And then I'm going to score this at 5½. So where you would normally score for it to be scored in half. So I see that there are others of you watching anonymously. Reba's the only one that has joined in the chat, so welcome. Nice to have you here on this Friday night. If you are available in the chat, go ahead and let me know what it was like where you're watching from today. I was mentioning to Reba, my friend from Houston, who I'm sure was in much warmer weather than I, that it was probably in the 60s here today, and it's going to drop a little bit more tonight. All right, so now we have the kind of the basics of this card. I will need a little bit more, and I'm going to cut this just under 5½. So I'm going to go to the 5½ mark and like not even one whole tick mark to the left. And I'm going to come to here just shy of 4¼ and shave just that little itty bitty bit off, because that's going to fit in here pretty nicely. Now that is if you're covering up something that's totally different. And what I mean by that is if you want to totally cover up this little flap piece, then that's what you would do. But I find that you can probably just cover up where this seam is just with the DSP that's hanging out here, because this flap right here that I'm saving, that's going to be this little mechanism. So you can see how Julie's was the same color as this layer. And that's why she hid the part that sticks in between those two white layers that I was talking about. But if you use the same color that you cut off, which is also a paper saving technique, then you don't need to do that extra layer. But I just wanted to show you how you would do it if you did want to hide it in there. So this little piece, I'm going to score in later. I'm going to just talk about the front of this piece first. So we have it scored nicely. Let me get that extra piece out. I forgot that it was in there. Now we also need some layers. We're going to need a piece of DSP, and so this is from the Splendid Autumn, and I love these Brown-Eyed Susans. I think that's what they are. They're just so beautiful. And we're going to cut this in a very specific way, because we want to keep the pattern going. So if I bring back the card, this pattern over here, it's just a continuation of this piece right here. And so that continuity just helps make that card look a little bit more polished. So let's cut my layers first. My layer on this front piece, because this front piece measures 4¼ by 4½, I'm going to cut a layer that is 4 by 4¼ So just a 1/4 inch smaller in both aspects. So 4 by 4¼ Again, I'm going to have all the dimensions, all the tutorial stuff will be in my email on Monday. So 4 by 4¼ that's what I said, right? I need to stop talking and stop getting distracted. Okay, so you can see that if I get that out of the way, you can see that fits very nicely right there. Now we need a piece of the DSP that's going to fit on the top. But we also need, so see I have this 4-inch, we also need this piece that's going to be out here. And I'm going to cut a 7/8 inch piece. I think that's the right size. So if I cut a 7/8 inch piece here, that's going to go right up right up to where this cut line is on the mossy meadow. And then you can see that by doing that, you've got an equal measure here, here, and here. Well, when I have my pieces glued where they're supposed to go. So again, this layer is going to be 4 1/4 by 4 inches tall, and this, if you start by with a layer that's 5 1/8 by 4, and then cut it down to 4 1/4 and then 7/8, then you'll be good. All this will be in the dimensions, or you can cut them separately like I did. Doesn't matter. With this designer series paper, because I want it to be a continuous pattern and I want to keep some of the sky, this is the part that I want to feature. And this is the part that needs to be, the height needs to be 3 3/4 inches. I'm going to take it from the top and go 3 3/4 inches. Now, I want this side to be 4 inches wide, because this was 4 1/4 inches long. So I want it to be 4 inches. And then I'm going to need a piece out here that fits nicely on this matting layer. This was 7 inches wide, so I need a 5/8 inch piece. So I need something that is 4 inches plus 5/8. So I need to cut something that is 4 5/8. And I can either focus on this side. Let's see where 4 5/8 puts us. So it would be cut right here. Not bad. Or I can focus and cut off over here. So 4 5/8. This would be showing. You know what? I think I like it this way. And you can cut off a little bit from both ends. Doesn't really matter. You just want the 4 5/8 that you want showing. So that's the 4 5/8 that I'm really concerned with. And when I put it on here, it's this side that has to get trimmed to 5/8 of an inch. This sounds way more confusing than it actually is. I promise you. So we've got this, this going on this going on this, and then both of them going on the card. Now remember though, that something has to come over here, so I can't just glue this down right now, because that's going to be a bit of a problem. I'm going to bring in my buckle here, and I want my buckle to come over a bit. It does need to anchor to this back piece though, so you just need to decide how long you want that. Some of that is going to be driven by, some of that's going to be driven by the sentiment that you want to put on here. Some of it may be driven by what you want to cover and what you don't want to cover out here. All right, so I think that if I just do maybe a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch flap, that will be fine. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to score at 3/4 inch. I'm going to make sure I give that a nice little crease. You could put it on the back of the card, but that makes the back look a little less finished. So we can put this also on the front of the card, and I'm just going to use a little glue to adhere it down. And I'm going to let you decide later whether you want me to, hold on, my glue's a little stuck. I'm going to let you decide whether I'm going to put another green layer in there to hide it, or if it's fine the way it is. So if I put this on here, I'm going to put it about, I don't know, 3/4 inch in. And if I fold it just so that this goes right to the edge, doesn't stick out. Ooh, my glue stuck out a little bit. Right, so there is that piece. While that's setting up, I'm going to go ahead and put some of these layers together, because I definitely know where these go. I know that this DSP goes on this piece. And that glue allows me to wiggle it around where it goes. And then we have this. Just taking a peek up at my phone, make sure that my battery is sufficient so that it's not pausing it on you. Somebody's going to have to tell me if it freezes, because if I don't remember to look again and it does, I won't know. All right, so there we go. And then we do have these other pieces that we need to glue together. All right, so there we go, just like that. Now, if I put this right here, see, you do see, oh, well, actually, let me do this. If I put this right here, and you look very carefully, you can see a little ridge here and a little ridge there. I don't think it's enough to be that noticeable. Let me see if I can bring it up here for you. So you can see it a little bit, but I don't think that's a big deal. I mean, you could also put this out here. If you made it wider, you could stick it out there, but in order for this to fold close, you're going to still see a little bit of green. That's why I like to butt it right up against this other part right here, and then this is equal to this is equal to that, sort of. All right, so there we have something that looks just like that. I'm not going to put that extra piece of green in. We're going to call it good. So we're going to just adhere this down right now. Except for, we can't really write on this, can we? We can't write on it the way it is. That's okay. This is actually gonna cover it up nicely. There are all sorts of variations of this, and I'm going to show you one of them in a little bit. But I'm putting this right up so that I can see that the top and bottom lines are continuous, and it's right up against this piece right here. Now, because I can't write on green, I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer again, and I'm going to cut a piece of basic white to go in there. And I can cut that the same measurement as this early espresso layer, which was 4 1/4 by 4. So if I do 4, and then I cut that in half at 4 1/4. You're going to see that you have this little layer right in here, and when you close it, you cannot see it at all. So this is where you'll put an inside sentiment, or just hand write something, which is what Julie did. You can do either or. All right. So most of the card is done. We just need to finish off this little area a bit. And we need that little mechanism that's going to hold that buckle down. I'm going to bring in the Changing Leaves set, and it's got some sentiment. It's got some beautiful leaves in it as well, but I don't need that because the DSP is doing everything for me. But I do need a little sentiment here. So I think because we're coming up to November, which is normally a gratitude month, I like to send out a thankful card, or thank you, or I'm thankful, some sort of Thanksgiving card every day in November. So I guess I better get started making a few more. I'm going to get the thank you out. And the thank you is going to get stamped on a piece of basic white. I'm going to not use that nice little big piece though. I'm going to use this little scrap right here. And what color do I want to stamp in? I think I'm going to stamp in Early Espresso. Don't know why, just want to. Sure. It's just paper. If I like it in a different color later, I can do that as well. So there's my Early Espresso, thank you. This Changing Leaves bundle has a couple of other little pieces to it that I want to use. Uh-oh, I think I've misplaced one of them. Hold on. Oh, shoot, what did I do with it? So there's an oval, like, oh, I got it. So there's an oval here that will cut this out. So it is very long for that, but the other oval that is in here is too short. So we're stuck with the long oval. We're going to cheat it off to a side a little bit. We could use the circle that comes in that stamp set as the belt buckle or whatever holds that belt, right? We could put it in there, but I thought I'd bring in this little leaf die because I thought that would make a really, really cute little holder there. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so let's go ahead and get a piece. I've got a little piece of Mossy Meadow. Just in case, I'm going to cut from here. I'm going to cut both of these out. And then I'm going to also, at the same time, I'm going to use a piece of washi tape and hold this little die on in place. And again, I'm cheating a little bit to the right because I want to tuck this end in. So let's just go like this. All right, now let's bring in our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and get everything done all in one pass. So here's our machine. Plate number 1, plate number 2, a number 3 plate. Oh, I happen to have three number 3 plates. I only need 2. When I have a choice of what to send through first, I always send through the one where shifting would affect it. So if sometimes the pop of the machine makes things move around. So I'm going to put these down here past the thank you. Let's put them right through. All right, let's see what we got here. Now the only thing I'm a little worried about is with this leaf, it's the same color as my buckle, so that may work for me or against me. I'm not quite sure. What I should do is cut a piece of this just in case I don't like it and I still want to use the leaf. But let's see what we got here. Let's see. We're just playing because we're friends. All right, so see how this can fit right on there. The other thing you can do is you can even cut this green down. We could have made it smaller, but I kind of like having that green right around it. If you want, you can round these corners. See if I get that centered right there a little bit. That's not centered, hold on. Something like that. I mean, you can put the ends. I can't speak today. All right, see if I just match up the edges here and I cut around. That rounds that little green pretty well. And do it to the other side. So sometimes it's just the little touches that make a difference. Okay. So we've got something that looks like this. I'm going to go ahead and stop having to hold that together by gluing it down. You can add a little bit of ribbon on here if you wanted. Lots of options. Some bling. Now, if I were to put this little leaf out here, I'd want to put it on dimensionals and see how that kind of just holds it. I think it looks fine just like that. So I'm going to put some little dimensionals right on those two outer leaves over there. If you've been watching me, you know I'm in a quest to use up all my partial sheets of dimensionals because I have a lot of them. But my number's getting down. Really is. All right. So where does this come? Comes right around here. So I could just do that. And so it just fits in there just like that. It just has to tuck in a little bit. And it holds it down nicely. Now, how can I bling this up? Well, I know butterflies aren't around too much this time of year. I mean, they might be depending on where you live. We can put some little butterflies on here. Ooh, look, I'm gonna have to order some more brass butterflies because I'm almost out. So I've got one there. And we can put one here. And power of 3, right? Put one there. And so there is our little card. And notice it's not just this little slim leaf that's holding it down. It's the very edge of this middle leaf, which is strengthened by the dimensional being on the back of it. But there is our card. Ready to go for November 1st. Who am I going to thank? I don't know. But that's my card. As I mentioned, there are lots of variations here. Variations in how you handle this buckle. Variations in how you, what kind of thing you use to hold down the buckle, whether it's a circle shape, some sort of tag shape, or it's a leaf. You can emboss. So once I had layered the DSP onto the early espresso layers, I could have embossed all that, just as Julie did on hers. But this video is already long enough, so I figured I'd better not do that. Oh, here's Julie's right here. So you can emboss it, and you can emboss everything else as well. So lots of different options. Here's just the very plain and simple one. Again, the beauty of this paper is amazing. It's gorgeous paper, and you don't have to do a lot to it to make it shine. So there we go. A couple different options. So thank you, Julie, for the idea for my Friday Night Live. I appreciate it. Just a couple things I want to talk to you about. We are in a Tune In Tuesday ordering week, so if you enjoyed the Tune In Tuesday class, let me get that out for you so I can show you in case you missed it. We made 3 cards that featured emboss. I thought it featured embossing. No. Oh no, it wasn't a technique one. It was just a regular Tune In Tuesday, and it featured the decorative trees. Like, there's a problem with the embossing here because not 2 of them aren't embossed. So we made these 3 cards, and actually I made a 4th card. This card right here has the strips of paper underneath, but the top is layered up with dimensionals, so there's a little bit more of a hole. I was thinking I preferred this one, but now I kind of like this one because it looks a little bit more like quilting. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they're both beautiful in their own right. But anyways, these are the ones that we made. If you would like the supplies, so that you could make each of these cards plus one that has not yet been shown, because that's part of the class card kit. It's kind of a bonus surprise. Then simply place an order of $35 or more in my online store by Sunday, this coming Sunday, and I will send you out the card supplies, including all the foil pieces. I can't do the embossing, I can't do the stamping, but I can send you the die cuts for the trees, I can send you the DSP, I can send you these die cuts and the little snowflakes, which aren't they cute, but I cannot stamp for you. So, but I can send you all the other supplies. I will emboss with the snowflakes where I did it here for you. But that's with an order of $35 or more in my online store by Sunday at 9 p.m. If your order is $60 or more, you will get the card kit to create the 4 cards. Plus, you will get a little surprise from me, an embellishment to go along with this. Actually, it's not an embellishment this time, is it? It's a package of 20 sheets of assorted designer series paper. So you can do more stuff like this with it, or just, you know, doing stuff like this with the sheets, because you can create stuff. So it's going to be retired and current DSP. It's going to be a surprise. It's going to be an eclectic mix. But there is one other option, and I'm going to turn you up for that. Here we go. Where am I? There I am. Let me put the lights up. All right, so I am going to send out an email in the morning that talks about a new event offering that I'm going to be bringing to you monthly, and that is the monthly Kit Together and Bingo event. So it's going to be a 90-minute event, and there are 2 options. There's a Zoom option on November 16th, which is a Wednesday, I think, and then there is an in-person option on November 30th, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So, you know, for when you need a break from your family, you need a break from shopping, you can come and create something beautiful. And so the price of admission to this event is that you purchase a kit from the Stampin' Up! Kits collection. It could be any kit. I'm going to be featuring, I'm going to show you if I can pick it up. I'm going to be featuring this month the Card Keeper, which is this huge box, and it comes with supplies to make, I think, 10 cards. And I'm going to also show you an alternate card, but this is one of the cards that it is kind of designed by the designers for you. But inside this box, you know, it's got great storage for cards you've made, makes a great Christmas gift. You can just give the 10 cards that are in it, or you can fill it up with a lot that you might have on hand. Makes a really nice gift. This kit is $25 normally, but it's 10% off right now because all the kits are on sale, some at more than 10% off. You can purchase any kit that you would like as part of your admission to the class, and as soon as you register for the class, I will send you the link to register. So you want to purchase the kit. You will register first so that I know that you want it as part of that. And then I will send you the link and then some reminders of deadlines so that you just know, like, you're going to get your kit in time. If you are not local to me, I suggest maybe combining it with some other orders that you have going in. And that kind of brings up this Tune In Tuesday. Normally, you can't double dip on things that I'm offering. This time you can, sort of. So as long as you've met your $35 order, you can tack on a kit, and then that will be considered kind of like its own separate order that you want for the Kit Together and Bingo event. If you were aiming for that $60, when you hit the $60 mark, you can choose either to get the package of paper as the extra or the Kit Together event. Again, it's a Zoom option or it's an in-person option. But in both options, we're going to be playing a round of bingo. And the bingo prize is going to change from month to month. Actually, I'm never going to tell you what you're going to get because it's going to be a surprise to both of us. I'm going to have kind of like this board for you to pick from and scratch off what you've won. So there will only be one winner. But bingo's always fun to play, even if you lose, right? And you're not going to lose because we're really getting together to put together a kit, to craft, and to enjoy one another's company. The bingo is just a fun little, intermission through halfway through. So if you would like to play, watch for that email tomorrow. If you're not on my email list, I suggest going in about 10 minutes to find this video on my YouTube channel and look in the description of the video of how to subscribe to my email list so that you can learn about it. Now, if you are a team member, which I know a lot of my former customers are, then you do not have to purchase a kit from me. In fact, I'd rather you purchase the kit from yourself because you have your own minimums to meet, right? So purchase the kit from yourself, and if you want to participate in the event, it's just going to be a $2 fee to help recover some of the costs, like the Zoom costs, the marketing costs, the bingo card program purchase, all that stuff. So that's all that I guess I have to say about that. If you are a Monday or if you are a monthly card club member, your meeting is on Monday if you registered for it. Again, you can't double dip, but once you've met your $25 purchase for the card club, if you want to tack on a kit, then that will also qualify you for the Kit Together and Bingo. I'm going to do this every month. And so every month we'll just have fun for whoever wants to join in, whether it's one person or 10 people or, 100, doesn't matter. It'll just be fun getting together, whether virtually or in person. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I would love to answer them for you. I really look forward to this new offering. Bingo's going to be fun, and just the Kit Together. I did this Kit Together thing maybe 6 weeks ago with a couple of people, and it was just really nice. It was a calm, fun time to connect and chat. We didn't get our kits done, but we had a good time doing it. We saw a little bit about what we were able to accomplish, and it was just a nice time. So I hope you'll join me for that. And if you are not a team member, but you wish you were so that you could buy your own kit and it would count towards your minimums, don't forget that in addition to there being a kit sale right now, there is a starter kit promotion going on right now. And the starter kit is the best deal in the catalog. You don't have to be just starting out in order to purchase the starter kit, nor do you have to be starting a business to purchase the starter kit. You simply want to say, yep, I want $155 worth of product, 30 more than usual, for $99, and I want an ongoing discount of at least 20%. That's all you have to do. So if you are interested in that, let me know in that email at the bottom. There's going to be a link in case you're interested in that option as well. But I would love to have you join my team. My team gets all my tutorials for free all the time. And as you see here, they don't have to purchase a kit from me in order to participate in the event. I also have team meetings where we do fun stuff together also all the time. I'm tired, and I have still to clean this mess that is around me that you can't see. So I guess I better go. Have a good night, everybody, and I will see you on Sunday for the 12 Sundays of Christmas. Bye.